Jay, so you've been with us for about what, 2.5 months now. Just wanted to quickly hop on here and ask you how the experience was.
Oh man, how the experience was. Well, first of all, this wasn't my first rodeo. I looked into a lot of other credit places and I was done. I was finished. I was going to try to do it on my own. I knew all these people. A lot of places were asking for, proof of funds. Places were asking for power of attorney, everything like that. And I said, let me just hop on this call with this guy. He was very persistent. I've never had anybody message me from Instagram if I joined them as a follower. And I like that kind of drive. And I just took the call, and me and my partner were just listening. And within 15 minutes, we looked at each other and we were like, wait, this is different. And from that day on, it's been just an amazing experience. I started out wanting just $30,000 of funding. I've gotten over 280,000 of 0% funding from this program, and it doesn't stop here.
Jay, I'm looking at it right now. 293 is the actual number.
Wow.
$293,000. And
Yeah.
that is all 0% aside from one personal loan that we did with you
I want it.
that you
I
wanted.
needed, I
Yep.
want
So,
Yep.
and that was 50,000 of that, but that's $243,000 of
That's amazing.
0% funding for your business.
That's amazing. Now business is because of you. It was business at first. Now you can do so much with that money, man. The potential is limitless, to be
Yeah, I
honest.
know we just talked a little bit about it, but can you give me a overview of what you've invested the money into?
Yeah, so I've invested the money into I'm trying to create the Louis Vuitton of tobacco. So I basically invested the money into products and everything which will hopefully change the industry of the tobacco game and how people smoke and how people approach smoking. Everything else in this world has a high end. So I wanted, with this money, I was able to create a high-end product in a space that I don't believe it currently exists.
That's great.
So
And tobacco
yeah,
companies generally have a hard time getting funding
yeah,
up until you working with us, right?
not with my man Ryan. Funding is a cinch. I mean, it's fun. It's fun at this point. I went into this process, and Ryan will tell you, very nervous. The first day, I was ready to quit. And he picked up the phone and called me and was like, "Hey, man," and talked me through everything, explained everything. And I just know, not just because, I got all this funding, I know for a fact no one else in the industry is holding your hand like this. No one else is guiding you like this. You are going to have step by step processes the entire way. You're going to know everything that's going on. And if you don't, there'll be someone to talk to you to explain everything. I was a person that was scared to go into banks. I was scared to talk to people about funding and everything. And now, I mean, I smile when I go in the bank because I know what to do. I know what to say. And I'll be doing this for forever. I don't ever want to, people are like, oh, once you learn the code, man, you crack the code, man, you're good. You're good. I'm like, no, everything I get is going to be through them. And I'm happy. And I'm happy to do it that way because I believe that people should be rewarded when they help other people.
Yeah.
So like you're like, hey, I'll help you out. I'm like, no, sir, you will not give me $1. You've done enough for me. You know
No,
what I mean? And I
I
stand by that.
I appreciate the loyalty, and that's a good point. So our whole thing is our go-to-market is we will handhold you getting the funding, but we also want to teach you how to do it on your own.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so you probably know how to do a good bit of this on your own. But if for anybody watching and listening, I want to reiterate that a lot of this stuff changes. Underwriting teams at each and every one of these banks drastically change by the month.
Mm-hmm. And
So
the process,
the
yeah,
process
requirements
changes,
change,
dat
everything.
products as well, data points that we go in with the bank with will change consistently. So that's why I believe it's important to work with a professional like us. So
Always.
that's
To
great.
be honest, when I get my I like to call it like little bill, from you. First of all, it's the lowest out of anyone is watching. Whatever you pay Ryan, it's the lowest in the industry. Other people want 10%. Other people want to basically you sign your life away. This is the lowest. I'm happy to pay every time I get the bill. Here, take it, because I know that's 0% funding. You know what I mean? You can do people when you get a lot of money at 0%. It's very very hard to mess that up unless you're intentionally trying to. If you know how to make money, this is the key to wealth.
Yeah. And obviously we want to stress spending responsibly for everybody, but if you are in a jam at the end of that 12 months, there are creative ways where we could look to refresh that 0%. So that's something that, like you said, it is hard to get into a jam because we could continuously refresh it.
Right, exactly.
Can you just chat a little bit about your previous funding experience? So you said you struggled to secure funding in the past.
Well, first of all, I have a very high credit score, so I shouldn't have had problems. The second I talked to Ryan, everything I was set at ease. The previous person, and what made me want to kind of go on my own, is this so-called guru on Instagram, with hundreds of thousands of followers, claiming the same thing at 0% funding and everything else. I took a call from them, and basically what they told me was it would be 10% of anything they got, but it was no 0% guaranteed. It was just basically 10% on anything we get, and we need power of attorney. So basically, they want me to give away power of attorney, and they would have basically shotgun my credit to a million different places. And then I would have had to deal with the results and then pay 10% of, who knows, a card that could have had a 20% interest rate. I'd be given an additional 10%. And when I heard that, I was like, oh, hell no. So that's after I talked to you, it just sounded like, exactly what I was looking for. And it was way better than I could have even imagined, to be honest.
Awesome. That was going to be my next question is how did we live up to the hype?
I mean, you couldn't even be graded on a scale of 0 to 10 because that wouldn't even be 0 to 100. You would definitely be 100. But that's 0 to 10 doesn't even do you justice. I mean, this is no commercial. This is just honest, man. I mean, you changing people's lives, and it's very different. I mean, a lot of people make money from services and stuff like that, but you're changing people's lives. You're giving people the way to make their businesses successful, man. So I'm walking around with a smile on my face every day, man. People ask me, how you doing? I'm doing amazing. Always.
You're making me tear up, man. I love it. I love it.
I'm being honest. When people ask me, I'm like, he's God said, man, he changed my life for sure.
Yeah. And, okay. So I think you signed on to get 100K, but you were, creative enough to find more uses of the capital. Yes. Do you know how much capital you have or how much capital we helped you get?
Yeah. What you said, 293,000, right?
293,000.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. Yeah. I hope, if I'm not the #1 client ever, I hope to be, because at some point someone's going to want to stop. I don't ever want to stop. So
I love it, man. And then, so of the 293, for anyone listening, we got Jay a 50K personal loan that had, I think, a 7.9% interest rate on it, but the other 243,000 were all 0% cards for 12 months and beyond. Minimum 12 months.
15 months. I've got some 18 months. And I did choose, but it was my choice. I chose one 9-month card as opposed to the 12 months for more points. Just because I'm learning about points, you learn a whole lot about different stuff throughout this journey. You learn which cool, which banks aren't cool, which ones you want to deal with in the future. Like, I never knew about Chase until this journey. And Chase is like one of my favorite banks now. Well, they did give me 100K, but they're also one of my favorite.
Do you know how many points you have at the moment?
Yeah, I think I've got about I've got close, maybe close to, let's see, $3,000. So that would be like 300,000 points.
Yeah. Yeah. So
like that.
That's when you,
Yeah, exactly.
I
And that's
mean,
free money. That's free
well,
money too. That money is actually real. It's not like you have to use it on this purchase. They will literally put the money in your bank account. It is beautiful. I was like,
yes.
wow, Chase,
And
amazing.
that is like, that's a huge piece of the cost of the program. You know,
It's
that when
beautiful.
you factor in the money that you get back from this funding method, there's no other funding method that actually pays you to spend the money.
Yeah,
Most of them,
exactly.
personal loans, business lines of credit, HELOCs, any other product, you get
Hmm.
charged interest on. They don't pay
Yeah,
you, but this is 0% cards,
yeah,
and you get money to spend it. So
beautiful. And you get to spend the money on products that make you more money.
yeah.
It's crazy.
I love it, man. I love it. Well, this was I mean, you're the man. You're the man.
Thank
I
you.
I
We
appreciate
both know
everything.
without you, I wouldn't be here, man. I wouldn't be here. You're getting a lot when we get our product in, I'm gonna need your address. So I'm gonna send you a bunch of free stuff, man.
Hell yeah. Yeah,
For
we got
sure.
you covered. We got you
Yeah,
covered.
for sure.
All right, cool.